undercover liar. I lie under the covers. Look a bitch in the eyes and tell her, baby, I love her. Hey, bro. Power has the best. One thing I can give Power for sure is the best theme song in television. 50 say, I'm an undercover liar. I lie under the covers. Look a bitch in the eyes and tell her, baby, I love her. I was like, bruh, that song hit every time. Y'all gotta think that's been a theme song for 2 separate shows. Do y'all remember when they tried to change the theme song? They put that, I think it was like Trey Songz or some shit. That shit lasted 1 episode. Folks was mad as hell. Like, man, if y'all don't get this shit the hell off my screen, shout out 50. Shit hard. Anyways, with that being said, this is an episode of an EaZy review. Before we get started, I need you to leave a like, a comment, subscribe, and you already know what I'm about to say. Turn on notifications for me right now. Oh, and also, I need y'all to comment some shows y'all would like for me to start reviewing now that Snowfall is over with. I was thinking about starting this new show called Citadel that comes on Amazon Prime. It starts actually this week, I believe. But y'all let me know if y'all interested in that and what y'all want me to start reviewing. But anyways, let's get straight into this episode of Power. Before we really get into it, can somebody tell me what is the objective in Power right now? Like, what is the storyline's goal right now? Or are we just watching shit happen and evolve over time? Somebody help me, before we really get into this episode, somebody help me understand, like, are we working toward, do we understand the common goal that we're working towards here? Or are we just kind of dealing with what happens next type shit? Somebody, because I just need to know if I'm the only person that don't really all the way understand the direction necessarily, or like the meaning or I don't know. I might just be tripping. Let me know. So the episode starts off with pretty much all of the kids getting that phone call that their dad just was, died essentially. But y'all know it break my heart every time. The Apple Jacks nigga was hitting Diana or Di. Y'all know I can't never get her name right. But yeah, the episode starts off with them showing them having sex, and that was just a lot for a brother like me to watch. You know what I'm saying? That's my girl, so. But I'm not tripping. You feel me? I know that she gotta do what she gotta do for the check. You feel me? Bro, we have to have real dialogue about how little this nigga Tariq bed is, bro. I went to college, y'all. I graduated from college, bro. I slept in a twin size bed. Bro, that nigga bed is not even both twins. Like, it's just one twin. Like, that's how little like my partner said that nigga got half a twin bed, bro. That nigga got a twin. Like, you know what I'm saying? He don't even have a twin bed, he got a twin bed. His bed little as hell. Like if Effie sneezed, Effie gonna fly off that motherfucker. Like, that's how little that bed is. Twin size bed, little as hell to begin with, but his bed like a twin size version of a twin size bed. That's how little his shit this little. So within that scene, he just, obviously he's still hella short with Effie, and the only really thing that happens in that scene is Effie sees the news that Lorenzo was killed. So she shows Tariq, and Tariq like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, that scene wasn't really much of nothing. So another episode, another day of Sax, bro. So Sax, of course, is still lying to Davis about this whole Lauren case. Sax pretty much just lies all the time, but Davis asks about Tariq's name coming up in the Lauren case, and pretty much Sax acts like he's fucking clueless. So obviously we know that Sax does know that Tariq's name does keep popping up, but Sax is playing every side of the fence he possibly can right now. So then we get to the scene where Jenny finds Lauren at her initial house, and Jenny is pretty much tells Lauren that none of this shit is gonna end until basically we finish with all this. So basically you have to continue cooperating until this ends, or this shit might get bad for all of us. Was basically what she was saying. And Lauren was like, all right, but first I'm talking to fucking Sax, because Sax is the only person as of right now that I feel like I can get any type of information from. I mean, bro, you gotta imagine, like, being alive as fuck and still having to play dead as hell cannot be ideal, bro. Like, you can't talk to no family. Like, you really, like, it's like you're still dead. Slick. Like, you're dead still, for real. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you can't even talk to your mama or your dad, like, So I can definitely understand the frustration that Lauren is having right now. She did lie though, because she did go see Tariq. She didn't tell Jenny that she wanted to go see Tariq. So I don't think Jenny knows that Tariq knows that she's alive. So I'm wondering how that's gonna like come to fruition. I mean, she's gonna find out that Tariq does know. So I guess we'll see in further episodes how that shit ends up turning out. So at this point, I don't feel like they did it as much in the last seasons. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But now I'm just starting to feel like the class, like they're in the class every episode now, and it pretty much just foreshadows what the episode will be about. Like the dialogue in the class is foreshadowing the message or the tone or the theme of the episode. And if I feel like they're doing it with intent every episode this season. I don't remember it being with intent this much in the previous seasons. Am I tripping though? Like, I mean, obviously it's been a long time since I've seen the previous seasons, but I just don't remember it being this like blatant. I don't know. I don't have a problem with it though. I don't have a problem with it at all. I understand exactly what it is. I just am wondering, like, am I tripping? Like, has it always been like this, or are they doing it more now? So the class has a conversation, and pretty much like most of their discussions, it's the, you know, the Republican looking white kids, and then the black kids, and then like the more like liberal whites on teams, you know what I mean? So basically what ended up happening was one of the dudes, obviously we know that Lorenzo was killed, which is Deanna's father. So the class is kind of like having a dialogue about it, and basically we're trying to say like, you know, basically kind of just like shitting on her dad's name almost to an extent. And Tariq is the one that stood 10 toes for Diana, while Applejack's nigga, what's his name, Salam Alaikum, something like that, I don't know, him, he ain't even stand up for her, you feel me? That was wrong with him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you supposed to stand on 10 toes to them folks. They trying your girl, and you not even, he just sitting there just with that leg ass face he be making, that like he nervous or something. That's why I'm like, yeah, Tariq, fuck that nigga, man. Stand on your toe, stand on your 10 for her, bro. You feel me? So there's a scene where Monet is talking to the kids, and Drew walks away because he's upset because he thinks it's the Russians. He wanted to go after the Russians. So Deanna goes and talks to Drew, but Kane know Monet on some bullshit. He knows because like, he also knows what the whole situation with Lorenzo. So he's more aware of what's really going on. He still remembers the questions that Monet was asking before. And he's like, motherfucker, like I'm almost 100% sure you had something to do with this shit. You know what I mean? I'm not sure exactly what, because she's like, and the way Monet was talking to him and shit, like it, to me, it just screamed guilt. And it's only a matter of time before the kids figure out that she did it, because they've already spent on the Russians. They've already shot the Russians that we're going to talk about a little bit later. But it's only a matter of time before the kids find out that she did it. And at that point, I'll be interested to know, like, will one of the kids, like, try to kill her? Like, how would the kids' relationship be with her from there moving forward? Because, bro, Lorenzo did accidentally shoot him. It's not like he went with the intentions to kill him. Like, you kind of started all of that drama with Mecca and Lorenzo. Like, bitch, you cheated. You know what I'm saying? So something's gonna give there eventually. So this is what I mean when I say power be on some power shit, bro. In no world are you finna walk into a person whose family owns this big ass building, and you're inside the big ass building, and come fight a nigga with the last name Wesson inside of a Wesson building. You're not doing that. Nonetheless, I laughed hard as hell when Tariq slammed that nigga. First of all, where the hell is everybody else at in the office? But regardless of all of that, bro, that fight was funny as hell. Tariq beat his ass. I felt bad for Brayden though, because, bro, to me, I rock with Brayden. Brayden makes some dumb decisions every now and then, or like don't play his cards right all the way. But I do feel like Brayden is a solid guy. Like, Brayden is solid in the show. So I kind of felt bad watching Tariq Batista bomb his ass, but you know, sometimes just the way the cookie crumbled. Nigga, y'all folks done killed my ex or some shit. Like, I need to know what the hell is happening. basically. And I ain't mad at Tariq for that. I need to figure. If I was him, I would have to figure out what the hell going on too. So then we get to a scene where Sax was initially talking to Tate, but then he ends up talking to Jenny, and this conversation was interesting because at first Jenny apologized, and by the end of the conversation, the apology was pretty much thrown out the window because she just blackmailed the nigga anyway. It was like, if you don't cooperate, I'm just gonna tell them what you said. Like, you brought a gun to truth, which is where we know Ghost got killed at. So the apology really didn't mean shit at the end of the day, and basically Cooper's gonna have to just keep helping her with the case. So then we get to this scene where we have Tariq and Effie, they in the car. And I was nervous as hell for Effie, honestly. Like, because the fact that he had rented a different car made me think like, okay, he don't want folks to know that he would this was his shit. I'm thinking he finna kill Effie ass, especially like the conversation he was having with Effie and talking about his background with his life and this and that. And you could tell like he was trying to get Effie to just say it. So then Effie tries to give this sob story that I don't want to call a sob story because, you feel me? Like, she's saying that she was touched when she was young and da-da-da. Like, and you can't just brush over something like that. That's a super big deal. But what you can't do is use your trauma to make excuses for some fucked up ass shit that you just did. You know what I'm saying? Like, you still have consequences for your actions. You know what I mean? So, she goes through everything that she went through, and Tariq was basically like, okay, like, well, fuck, is there anything else you want to tell me? That's not what the fuck I was talking about. Like, whatever that happened, you know what I'm saying, that happened, but that's not what I was talking about. Like, I need to, what the fuck happened for real? And I think that Effie started to kind of see like, oh shit. And then they go to the lake, or like, I think that's the lake that Lauren was pushed into. And Effie was like, where are we going? Blah, 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 blah. So they have the discussion once they get out there, and basically he's calling her a liar and trying to figure out what happened and da 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 da. And Effie tried to flip the script, you know what I'm saying? Tried to like throw it all back in his face. And I felt him. It's like, nah, like this shit different. Like, she's not in the fucking drug game, dude. Like, I'm not, like, people that are labeled snitches are people like us, like people who are actually in the game. She is a regular civilian. Like, she don't know what the fuck going on, bruh. Like, you can't just kill somebody like that. That's not right, basically, is what he's saying. And, you know, of course, Effie don't give a fuck. Nonetheless, he left Effie ass out there stanking, which confuses me on why he bought the car. I wonder if he planned on killing her at first or was thinking about killing her at first, but obviously he can't because the feds are building a case all because of this fuck up, basically. So they're saying like, so he's basically like, yeah, you saying that you did this because of this, but he knows that Lauren's still alive. So it's like, you ain't did shit but fuck this up way more. You ain't did nothing but make this situation way worse. So then we get to the scene where Sax is talking to Lauren about Tariq, and I don't like the way he I don't know if he was necessarily lying, but I just feel like he has a lot to say about Tariq and only really knows him from a perspective of a person you're trying to chase down. You know what I mean? So basically he was saying like, just because Tariq didn't necessarily do this, it doesn't make Tariq a good person, and Tariq is made like this because of his parents. He got his sister killed, all type of shit. He really just throwing dirt on Tariq's name in totality to just get her to change her opinion on who he is as a person. But I mean, ain't nobody perfect, and I think that people go into relationships and shit looking at it like that. So you telling people about the shit that they went through in the past only means so much when somebody has actually only shown you in particular respect and stuff like that. So I'm sure she's at a crossroads in her mind about whether or not she should trust Tariq, whether or not, you know, like his intentions and all of that. So that's gonna be an interesting slope. I'm still trying to figure out how they're gonna reveal to the world that Lauren is alive. So, and I'm pretty sure that should be during this season. I hope they don't stretch that out past this season. I would like to see that pretty soon, honestly. So then we get to the scene where Brayden and Effie is basically arguing because they tried to go to you know, where they all go to meet up when they be talking this drug business, and the bouncer that Tariq got working at the front told his ass, yeah, he said y'all two cannot come in this motherfucker. So Braden and Effie get to arguing, and they're trying to figure out like how the fuck did he find out, etc., etc., etc. But Tariq goes inside. Well, Tariq is inside, and Kane's inside. And the truth of the matter is, he's not gonna be able to do this shit without them. Like, they're too important to what they got going on. Plus, shit has hit the fan for them. In terms of, you got the Wakanda warriors on your ass. So if this product don't get moved, y'all asses is gonna get killed. You know what I'm saying? So you need all hands on deck for this shit. And one of the biggest things from this whole episode is the fact that you see how much the death affects Drew, and you can see him starting to like unravel with this shit. And that just, for me, it's like, Monet, you didn't really think, like, I don't think she really thought about how her children would react to the news of her father being killed. Especially the fact that both of your sons are killers, murderers. So you don't think that they're gonna want to go find out something about this? You don't think they're gonna want to get some get back? And you don't think that it's gonna come to light just like how it came to light that Lorenzo killed Zeke? You don't think it's gonna come to light that you killed Lorenzo? All that shit gonna come to light. Especially because I don't think she factored in that somebody was gonna retaliate in the way that's like, Drew is not playing. Drew wants somebody head for this shit. Which he goes and gets some people head for this shit. He goes and gets the Russians head for this shit. But we know that they're not the ones that actually did this shit, right? The even crazier part is Gordo is helping Drew as if he didn't kill Drew's dad. You ever seen somebody that like steal your shit and then help you find your shit? Try to help you find your shit all after the fact? That's what type of shit Gordo on right now. You know what I mean? I don't know if he feels guilty about it, but I do think he does give a fuck about Drew. I don't know. That situation is gonna hit the fan from top to bottom, and that shit's gonna be bad for Monet. It's gonna be bad for Monet, and she better hope Drew doesn't get killed for it. And like, Deanna's boyfriend, or whatever the fuck that Applejack's dude is a fucking idiot. Why would you speak any type of negatively about her father at her fucking father's repast, you dumbass? Like, you know what I mean? Like, even if what you're saying is correct, that's definitely not the time to try to bring forth that point. Like, come on now. Who the fuck trying to hear that in a position like that? That's why he kicked her dumb ass. That's why she kicked his dumb ass out. So Braden ends up catching up with Tariq, and he is right to the point where he says, this is just as much my shit as it is yours. So you can't just kick me out this shit. That's not how this shit finna fly, because I built this shit up with you as well. Like, this isn't something that you built up and then added me along. Like, nah, I'm responsible for this as well. So, you know, we gonna have to figure this shit out, basically. And he's not wrong. He did build this shit too. And honestly, Braden is a real one to me. Braden took the heat for you, dude. So like, Braden played this shit wrong, yes, wholeheartedly. But let's not get to acting like Braden just some nigga that's just fake. You know what I mean? Like, Braden did a lot of real shit for you, Tariq. So don't forget that too. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget that in this moment. So we get to the scene where Tariq is at the grave site, and you know, he's obviously having a conversation with her, and he turns around and it is his grandmother. And she was pouring into his ass. At first, she was saying shit that was just cutting into it. See, my problem with grandma is though, my mama said it best. Grandma don't take her, grandma, like my mama said, she was on that sauce. Grandma, your ass was an alcoholic. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you played your part in all of this shit fucking up too. I know I have. You feel me? But grandma, you didn't do what you was supposed to be doing neither. You feel what I'm saying? But she was saying some real shit to him, although it was a little hurtful. And she just wanted Tariq to try to get up out of there. That was basically what her whole mind. She just wants her family back. She just wants everybody to be together and happy. That's kind of what I took away from it. It was just like in a very straightforward way. So Reek ends up going to see Diana at her in her dorm, and you know, he apologized for not being able to make it to the repast or whatever. And you know, long story short, they started bumping thighs. You feel me? And I ain't mad at it. I'd rather it be Tariq, who the main character of the show, other than this Applejack's nigga. And Applejack's nigga tried to come show up with the flowers, and them folks had to let him know like, hey brother, you might not want to knock on that door, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Cause she a little occupied right now. You talking about something like what, like another dude? Yes, brother. Your time has came and went, OG. Assalamu alaikum, or whatever his name is. Deuces, brother. Deuces. And then Effie come bring her stupid ass, knocking on the door and shit. Bro, I started laughing like hell. She talking about some. So she said something about Tariq. Don't tell Tariq this or some shit like that. Open that door up. Tariq putting his shirt on. Stupid ass girl. What you talking about? Yeah, shit's over. Beat you here, bitch. Beat you here. Effie be having some nerve, bro. Effie be having some nerve. Like, you told Diana not to fuck with Tariq and then you end up dating Tariq. Now you asking her for help. Like, you lost. You lost right now. She's taking L's. That was a rough episode for Effie. Effie got an F this episode, goddamn. So I guess Tariq thought he was about to like just leave. I really don't know what the fuck Tariq was doing. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I don't know what that was. Like, I didn't know whether he was going to drop for real and was he like trying to like get out of I'm sure he was trying to get out of town, but he needed the stuff to make it look like if he got caught, like he was going to a drop. That's what I think. But of course, you know, the Wakanda Warriors was on his ass. I don't know how they be everywhere before him. How you beat that nigga to the train? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That shit, they not playing, bro. You cannot play with them. They're like the ultimate people in this show for whatever reason. But last but not least, the Russians shot up Lorenzo's funeral. It's going to hit the fan for Monet very soon. I mean, obviously, the Russians didn't have anything to do with Lorenzo getting killed, but if you're Drew, that's the only thing that kind of makes sense. So what he does also makes sense. So the retaliation is coming based off what Drew had done to the Russians, and now Monet is gonna have to deal with this. Now they're at war essentially. You know what I mean? And they're at war for some shit that you did, Monet. I just don't understand. If she used the emotions of Gordo if she manipulated the emotions of Gordo to help her kill Lorenzo, what does she think the kids are gonna do about their own father? Like, you just seen how much it meant to Gordo that his dad got killed. So what make you think that your kids aren't going to react in a similar fashion? I don't know. Anyways, that's it for this episode of Power. Well, this episode of the EaZy review. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Hope y'all enjoyed the episode. Catch y'all next week. Don't forget to comment some shows. I'm out.